Welcome to the From the 108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He's a Twitter-like whore, an Instagram thirst trap, and your grandma's guilty pleasure, Beef Loaf. A West Coast attitude in a decidedly Midwest body, My Sock Summer. And your host, he's sharing obscure music thoughts to give you time to hit the bathroom, Cheesy E.
Thank you, Cornsey, and welcome to the From the 108 podcast. Get ready for some baseball, beer, and bullshit. And remember the drinking rules. If Beef Loaf says allegedly, or that he made a video about that, you drink. If My Sock Summer mentions his time on the West Coast, or blames his kids for something, you drink. And if I fuck up the intro or make MSS appear to be dumb, you drink.
Easy.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I know the Bears are playing, and they're up 17-0. There's no possible way they could blow that, but you're here with us, and we appreciate it.
Yes.
Very quickly, I want to let you all know that there's a one-time offer, $20 for 5 minutes of just MSS. One time though. We're not giving it away for everybody, but one lucky person can give us $20 for that.
What about $19.99?
No. I need that penny.
20. Okay.
I need that penny, baby.
Penny's got to get there, baby. I love it.
Penny rich. So, we could also give us $1.08 to make any of us drink.
Yes.
And speaking of drinking,
Or more.
My Sock Summer, what are you drinking, my friend?
So right now I'm finishing off all the stuff that I had left in my cooler, and right now that is I think it's called a Paloma, which is tequila and grapefruit from Topo Chico. Now,
There we go.
not to be more enticing and not to like get everybody like all worked up, but I have 3 of these, and the way this has gone down, it's probably going to be, I'll be done with them pretty quickly. I have one final drink. Now, I will get to this one after all the stuff is done. It's a Smirnoff Seltzer Red, White, and Blue Zero Sugar limited edition red, white, and berry thing. Very festive for 4th of July. But not necessarily right now. But I will drink this last, so be ready. You might want to stick around.
Guy won't drink an IPA from 4 days ago, but he'll drink a seltzer that's been kicking around since July.
Since the 4th of July, basically. That's right. His arguments are always terrible. When he was having Vizzies after the Sunday Soak, he's like, just give me any flavor, they're all horrible. He's still out of them. He's still out of them anyway, though, Treasy. Right? I'm not lying, right?
I drink all 8 of them. Alcohol. But so seriously though, I don't know who brought this to the tailgate, but like, cheers. Thanks for bringing me your trash. I'm gonna drink it.
Woo! Right out of the gate. Right out of the gate, guys. We got the 20.
Yes.
We got the 20.
Go.
I believe that is Sockside Pride giving it, right?
I think so.
I think so.
Do you want to go ahead and do your what you're drinking first, and then I'll get into my 5 minutes?
No, we'll get right into it. We'll jump right. We'll go.
All right, here we go. So 5 minutes with MSS. Now, usually I have things to talk about. Tonight, I definitely have things to talk about. So we just launched today. We started today with 108 weight loss. And everyone's wondering, who is in 108 weight loss this year? Now, I have assembled the team, but my dream team, who I've always wanted to do this with, and they both said yes this year as opposed to last year, where they both told me to go fuck myself. So I fuck myself, not myself. Well, I was fatter, so who knows? But anyway, we've gotten their approval. Everyone submitted their weights today except for Cheesy E, because he's a dickhead. He's following in the chief thing. And one of the guys had to go get a new scale or a battery for his scale. I'm not sure which. And submitted late. You be quiet. They paid for me. You shut your fucking mouth, okay? Shut your fucking mouth. All right, first up, longtime friend of the 108. He has appeared on several other podcasts. He was our go-to guy for the 108 tournament in its infancy. He is the biggest supporter of the 108. Moved his season tickets from behind home in good seats to come sit behind a foul pole and bullshit with us. He complains about the White Sox almost on a regular basis, but still renews his season tickets. Ladies and gentlemen, first contender for the 108 Weight Loss Challenge 23-24, Aloha Mr. Hand. He is in. Now, he bought a Peloton. He's been walking. I don't know if you guys have seen. He's been walking. He also bought a Peloton, so he is working very hard. Next up, the guy that had to go out and buy a new scale or find a battery for his scale, even though his job is to replace batteries and other people's smoke detectors in the building in which he supers. Longtime friend of the 108. Indiscretionately spends money on Mark Parent jerseys, 4th of July related. Maybe spent $600 on a Mark Parent jersey. Bobblehead collector. Good friend of the program. Been on many game nights, many podcasts. The Mexican Mandingo. Clearly had his first pitch altered, because he ate something fried and some scallops over there at the Lawrence's. It's Walter E. Money. And that picture is my favorite picture of our boy. He looks like Shamu wearing one of our 108 weight loss things when he thinks he still is an XL, but he's clearly a double XL. But not to be deterred, he's still like, I'm going to house this fucking ice cream cone. So thank you, Walter E. Money, for coming in and participating in 108 weight loss for the 23-24 year. Now, there's only 3 more people that are involved in this. Are we all involved in this? I already broke the news that one of us is, and that's Cherise E. He's back again. Saw him on Sunday, looking a little round. You know, not just the booty. He's got the belly back. So he needs to get back on the 108 loss, lose some poundage, you know, start riding the Peloton again. I haven't heard that he's rode the Peloton in months, so he's going to get back on there. He's going to get that ass bigger. He's going to be popping. He's going to be popping with that big old ass. Now, one other person that is involved again is his idea. He was the one that created the 108 Weight Loss Challenge. Has never won it, and I know it irks him. That's the Beef Loaf. The Beef Loaf is back, and in his fancy sweater shirt that he has on there, chainmail sweater. It's beautiful. I don't even know if he can fit into that anymore. So we'll see. We'll see if that comes back. I'm going to get back that. There we go. Yep. And returning, first ever champion of the 108 Lace Challenge. The heart, the face, the soul of From the 108. The guy that puts together all these graphics. Former champion. Just, you have to say it again. Former champion. That's me. My Sock Summer. Used a picture where I'm even fatter than I used to be. So that's a good one. We all weighed in today. I'm not going to bore everybody with the weigh-ins today, except for Cherise, because Cherise didn't weigh in because he's an asshole. But the other guys did weigh in, so we have starting weights. We are starting this up, and it will end the week that we start the tournament, or the week before we start the tournament. So we don't have a final date on that yet, but we will let you know. And you guys are more than welcome to play at home if you want to lose weight and change your life. Please start up with us. 108 Weight Loss begins today.
Woo!
Yay!
Well done, my friend. Well done.
And you got 30 seconds.
I give you an extra 10 seconds because Loaf talked because he's an asshole.
Well, talk then. You got
what? I did. I already did it.
You're still going. The clock's still running.
You restarted it. You restarted.
I did not restart the clock.
Yeah, it's restarted.
We're doing
it's
10
all the way up
minutes?
to 4:30.
It's 4 minutes and 30 seconds. I just did 5 minutes.
Not on mine.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I did. So I don't know what
you can't see the clock on the.
I saw it.
Yeah, it said 5 minutes. It restarted over, and then it was saying 5 minutes,
restarted.
and it was I restarted.
You think
There's no way. We're 10 minutes into the show.
Yeah, he did 5 minutes. Yeah.
I did 5 minutes. Was this
But
supposed
we
to be 10
talked.
minutes?
I did the intro. We're only
Yeah.
10 minutes. You did not do 5 minutes.
I was gonna say the clock showing the 5 minutes go down.
I'm telling you, this is going to be the greatest 108
Yes.
podcast episode ever because your brother is already like lost in space. Chorizo, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm having a Lagunitas daytime.
He's like,
I've got to get on the. I got to get on the weight loss. You know, I got to get the.
get back on that Peloton, right? That was
cheers.
that was your key like last year, right? You were riding the Peloton a lot.
I was doing the Peloton.
And then you
last
gave up as soon as we started the season, or what?
Yeah. Okay. We got a couple drinks here. Says have a kombucha
Chuck,
on me.
Bless your heart, my friend.
This is a very interesting tasting drink. It almost tastes like a white wine. It's very odd.
We got Tina. She says, "Cheers, y'all!
Cheers.
Happy Little Friday."
Oh,
Cheers
happy
to
little
you.
Friday.
Hell
to you,
yeah!
my friend.
See, thanks for using that word term.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Beef, what are you drinking?
Baby, I'm drinking what's left in the cooler. So today, Chorizo, you brought over some, brought over some this past weekend. You brought over some anti-heroes and some of the other heroes. So right now I'm going anti.
Galaxy.
We're going to dip into the other heroes as we go. I really don't want to drink a lot of beer during the 108 weight loss, but I got some beer left, so I might as well just hit that up front.
Right now.
Well, it's a little easier to lose weight. Not like when it's Thanksgiving, Christmas time, and it's terribly tough to lose weight because I'm eating cookies every day. So it may look like pee, look like I'm slightly dehydrated, and maybe I am, but it's still delicious.
You should have done that all before you got to your weigh-in, like I'm doing.
Yeah.
Bulking up for your weight.
I'm doing,
Getting some extra pounds in. But I did notice that Wally Money is like 249.4 pounds. That's total bullshit. He took a foot off or something.
I thought the same thing, Tracy. I thought, what did he do to himself to just sneak under? Because he was like, I'll kill myself. I'm above 250. And then shit came in a fucking rice grain below 250. Give me a break. Like, no way.
Guys, and he's screwing himself for the competition now.
Yeah.
You're like, he should come in at his natural weight of 274 and just
just lay it out there.
now he's got to lose 25 pounds just to get down to what he said he started at.
Yeah, you got to get even.
Been sitting down in the sauna wearing a garbage bag that he found at work, just sweating. He's like, I got to get down below 250 or else these guys are going to give me a hard time. Like literally, but we still think you're fatter than 250, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. Even after you lose a bunch of weight, we're still going to think you're fat.
All around he's moving his scale all around the floor to find the lightest place where he is.
Yeah, exactly right.
Oh,
That's
right
you know what it was?
Here it is.
He didn't need a fucking battery MSS. He spent all day finding that spot where he slid under 200. He found the soft spot in the floor where he was able to get it. Yeah.
Give me the fancy give, please. I mean, I'm aware of that. I know that. I know that trick. I've used that trick, but not usually on the weigh-in. That's not the one I try to cheat and appear thinner. No, not that time. So,
MSS, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing great, and you know what the funny thing is that was my banter. So, hey, I'm good. Let's keep the show rolling.
$20 richer.
$20 richer.
Yeah.
We pulled the wool over somebody's eyes, kind of, but you still got 5 minutes.
Not really.
Of me solo,
not really, because
baby.
that was not going to be 5 minutes. That was not going to be a 5 minute thing.
No. The full you gave the full intros in that. You would have snapped through it. Yeah.
That was literally. That was right off the cuff, bro. I didn't even write that.
Oh, you had a lot memorized then of what you wanted
man.
to say.
I'm very good at making shit up, bullshitting continuously for 5 minutes straight. I'm going to go ahead and say that was because I got my degree in art, so I had to justify it to a lot of people, and so I'm good at that. Sharizi, how are you doing tonight?
Beef, I got to tell you, you send out the agenda all the time.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yes, sir.
you always put the number of the episode. But what you haven't been doing for a while is keeping the right number, because we did an emergency podcast and you didn't keep it.
That's true. I didn't number that.
And so I wanted to congratulate you guys because you didn't realize it, but 200th episode.
200th.
Oh, baby, look at that. You goddamn right. I didn't realize that shit. You're right. I'm glad to be surprised, Treasy. How about that?
I know.
It feels good,
I feel like it was going to be a nice surprise for you guys, so I just wanted to congratulate you, and I quit. No.
That's okay. You were already mailing it in anyways. What's that?
It feels like it tonight. Beef, how you doing tonight? Oh,
Boys,
wait, hold
I'm
on. We got a couple drinks.
All right. We got some money rolling in.
We got from Yumpy says, is Wally going to cut out the calories and just drink straight Bacardi? Salute. Well, he drinks it with Diet Coke, so
there's no calories there.
Yeah, he's just gaining that weight. God knows, doing what? Eating.
I think it's mostly the
tons of
eating
fries.
and not the drinking, but could be wrong.
The ice cream eating.
It's not like he eats ice cream cones on the regular, but he does.
Never.
And a big one from Mr. Hand. He says, "You fat guys are going down."
He's not wrong about that.
very horny comment, but cheers to you, Mr. Aaron.
I hope. I hope. Yeah, that'll be great.
Ooh, baby. Oh, delicious.
Beef, how you doing?
I'm good, boys. I put a tweet out today to show show that I went to the doctor today. And I went to the doctor for the first time, like regular-ass doctor for the first time in like 5 years. I decided I'm 45. I got to establish a primary doctor. I kind of had been off my last doctor, didn't go. Things have changed since I went to the doctor, but also some weird things are changing with me potentially. So I wanted to run down a couple things with you guys. Number one.
No, that's not normal.
Number one, you get the they ask you questions and then they like weigh you and you know your height and they do all that stuff, right? So I do the weigh and whatever. And it's funny is my weigh-in 272 was almost exactly the same as my home scale weigh-in. So it made me feel comfortable in my home weigh-in. Yeah. We get to the measuring my height. Now, Treasy, I've always been 6'1" and 5/8 since I've been 15 years old. Okay, that's always been my height. I went to the doctor today, 6'2.5". I fucking grew almost an inch. All right, I'm still growing, motherfuckers. I'm getting bigger. I'll be bigger than MSS and kicking his ass by the end of the next season. No, my question for you guys though is, what do you think in my lifestyle is causing me to get taller right now? As a 45-year-old, I'm getting taller. You know.
No. My question back to you. My question back to you is: Are these things fucked up, and that's why people think Andrew Vaughn's 6 foot tall? No. And do you now believe it?
Well, I think what happened was there was about. Well, I was going to ask you guys, since I'm able to grow my height as an adult. Should I be coaching up Andrew Vaughn to get taller? Like, should I be his personal fucking height coach?
Whoa, hold on. MSS.
Yeah.
You know Beef does pretty well for himself, right?
Yeah.
He got that fucking surgery. He got the heightening surgery. This vein
broke
this
his leg.
vein motherfucker.
To grow 1 inch.
What, just 1 inch?
Unreal.
I think what actually happened though, boys. I get and they told me when they measured, they said walk straight out, so you don't mess it up. I walked straight out or whatever. But you know what happened? I'm sure what happened is
you put your shoes on.
No shoes on. No, because I did the weigh-in first. So you want to have the shoes on for the weigh-in, you'd be too fat, And so I do it. But the nurse who did it, she was probably 4'8", and so I think maybe she must have touched it when she was pushing it up there and pushed it up too high, and so maybe got me a little extra. But I was elated. I didn't correct them. They put 6'2.5" in there. She's like, "You're 6'2.5", probably 6'3" plus in shoes." And I let it go. I was like, man, I'm feeling so good about myself. Why not let it go? Right?
I want to know this doctor that he went to. They're like, you weigh 2.5 lambs, and you're 1/60th of a Godzilla. And he's like, oh yeah, this is a regular doctor. This is normal.
He's growing. I think it kind of is like how they say, like, how like the ACT test, like when we took it, was like really hard, and so they made it easier, for the kids to like make them feel smarter and better, right? Like I feel like they did the same thing with the height. They're like, well, no, it's not. It's a foot is not 12 inches anymore. It's like 11 and a quarter. Like
wait a minute. Go back. Go back. The ACT got easier? Is that what you're saying? The ACT got easier? Who'd you hear that from? I never heard that shit before.
Well, because the scores like started going up higher. Like people were getting really good scores, and I was like, how these motherfuckers that I know are stupid doing better?
He just got jealous. He's like, it must have got easier.
No.
Shit must have been easier.
They changed the test. It's
a lot easier
than it used to be. Because
when I was in, it was real hard. When they did, it's real easy.
It wasn't just.
I had to do it. I had to write it in blood. I had to fill in the things.
The requirements to get into college got harder too. Like they upped the scores. Like we never would have got. I would never would have got the test easier. That's what I'm assuming. Like they're like, we're gonna make it harder because they fucking made it easier. Now like,
we got a couple drinks.
What it is.
Got a couple drinks. Gordo says, "Miss you assholes. We miss you too." Gordo.
Thank you, Gordo. Bless your heart.
Wish I could be rubbing my fingers through your beard right now, my friend.
Yeah. Oh,
Jared
wow.
says, Beef, congrats on the inch bone graft work.
He's been encouraging that surgery, too. Thank you, Jared.
So, MSS, just really quick on Beef's current, because I know he's got more.
Bullshit,
that's 100% bullshit, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Go ahead, Beef. What do you got next?
I'm going by 6'2.5" now, though. The next thing. So this is just. That first part was when I was just a nurse. Then the doctor comes in and starts reading the chart. The doctor. Well, here's what I make a reseration at 8 a.m. Like an appointment at 8 a.m. And I'm talking to the nurse for a while, and the nurse is like, well, we'll get to that. And the nurse is like, I apologize, but the doctor, he never comes in until 8:30. I was like, wait a minute, I make it 8 o'clock, and then he'll come in whenever he feels like it, or whatever. So he gets in there, he's reading my chart, and he's asking me a couple questions, or whatever. I said, I don't really have much. I have asthma, and then I'm fat. I'm just fat. I need to lose some weight. And he looks at my chart, he goes, 272. You're not that fat. And so what I wanted to ask you guys is, this is the best doctor ever, where he says 6'2.5", 272 pounds, not that fat. Is that clinical or what? What did I step into here?
Where did you go? Like, you don't have to tell us the actual place.
I'm not telling you. Somewhere near.
Did it say Dr.
Here.
Nick Rivera on the door?
Yes, it was definitely Dr. Nick. Hello, Beef.
So we take 8 o'clock appointments, but I show up whenever. And when I get here, you're way taller and skinnier than you thought you were, and I'm here to just encourage you to keep eating like a piece of shit.
Yeah. You took blood, right? They took blood?
Yeah, they did actually. I asked for them too. No, I asked for it. They didn't volunteer it. I wanted to. Get
they took it. They didn't test it. They just took some of his blood.
Blood, man. You're
old
they got
now. Yeah, no, we're old. I requested it. So
you got to check your cholesterol and shit. All that.
The next thing,
You're old.
And this was when the nurse was in there. The nurse is like, she said, "I'm gonna take your blood pressure." And so she takes it. You have this. Put your arm up on this thing or whatever. She takes it. And it's high. My blood pressure is high. And she says to me, she goes, you know what? You've been real animated talking to me and excitable. She goes, I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave the room, and I'll come back in 5 minutes. And you just sit there, and I'll take your blood pressure again. So she comes back in the 5 minutes after I'm not animated. I'm just sitting there. I take the blood pressure. Blood pressure is normal. So my question for you guys is, should we even believe blood pressure if that's how it fucking works?
No.
If I just sit there and then, my blood pressure's great. What? Should this be believed? So we care what blood pressure is.
No. I'm convinced at this point that this is just marketing. They're just like, we're gonna get these fat fucks come in here, and we're gonna tell them, no, you're not that fat. You're healthy, and you're even taller than you thought. And your blood pressure's high right now? Just jerk off, and then I'll come back, and then it'll be fine. And all they're doing is getting you to go like, this is the best doctor ever. I'm going to keep coming back here.
I'm coming back.
And they're like,
saw his financial states. He's got good health insurance.
This guy will live another 10 years. We'll bleed these appointments out of him. That's fine. And we're going to sell his blood on the black market anyways.
Yeah. So... I just did he tell you that you have to get your prostate checked because you're over 45 now or no?
He said colonoscopy. He did not nothing about prostate. He didn't say that. So we talked about colonoscopy. The other thing, before I get to my last pointer here, no, I don't have to do any of that. Not today, at least. One thing he was really pushing me on, which was surprising. I didn't do it, but is a pneumonia vaccine. And he said normally you don't get the pneumonia unless you're 65, or if you have some condition. He goes, obviously you have asthma, so you should probably get it. And I was like, I never fucking heard of this. And he's like, you get it now, and then when you're 65, you'll get a booster, and that'll be it. I didn't do it, but I'm considering going back and doing that. It was
I get all the chips in.
I get that this is probably a legit medical procedure that he might probably want to get, but
yeah.
I'm even more concerned that this guy is just draining Beef of money now. He's like, he said, hey, good looking. You know what I think? With hair like yours, despite the fact that you're 20 years younger than the people that should get this, and you're utterly gorgeous. I think maybe we should give you this, and we'll just charge you a little bit. What do you think about that, Mr. Handsome?
It's free too. That's the funny thing. So I don't even know how this is the money's gonna end up in his pocket, but maybe there's
it's just to keep me getting stuff.
It's not
MSS.
That shit ain't free. MSS.
It's
your
free.
Insurance may cover it. It's not free.
Yeah. Listen,
someone's paying the doctor
Dude,
MSS goes free to me.
I don't know if you've been paying attention, but like the goddamn hospital called me the other day and said, "Oh, by the way, you owe us $289." And I'm like, "Okay, so when was the service?" And they're like, "Oh, it was a year ago." I was like, "Yeah, I paid that a year ago." And they're like, "Well, it never posted on our end." And I was like, "It doesn't sound like it's my problem because I haven't heard from you in about a year. So it's been 12 months. I feel like I'm like done, you know, like you can't just come back and just
episode
say,
300. MSS files for bankruptcy. All right, we got a drink here from Nathan. Great comment. He says, "Hell, Beef, I'd have called you 6'3", given you that diagnosis, only charged you for $5, and would have validated your parking."
Man,
Thank you, Nathan.
it's got a lot going on. That's lovely.
To round out this visit, I told the doctor, you know, I just recently had COVID. And so I asked about the COVID booster. And he said, well, you can wait, you know, however many months. I forget how many he said exactly. Probably he goes, but realistically, you just had it. And having it is kind of better than, or as good as getting the booster. He goes, you could still get the booster if you want. He goes, probably only add about 5% extra coverage or whatever. So if you want to be real careful, you get it or not. So my question for you guys is if I decide not to get the COVID booster, what's the social cost? Am I an anti-vaxxer if I don't get it this time?
Well, I think they recommend like you wait 3 months and then get it. So you'll get it in like January. Get it for 108 day and then be all fucking tired and shit.
You know what? This is what I would say, Loaf. I would say you have a medical professional, apparently, who has said you don't need to do this.
This is my new doctor. He's my favorite.
Now,
MSS, this medical professional also said he's not that fat and that he's 6'8".
I know. Now, did you go?
He's fucking. He's high school Antoine Walker right now. Not current Antoine Walker.
What kind of art was hanging up in his office? Was there any like Donald Trump pictures or any of that? No. Okay.
No.
It was that long-haired Donald Trump doctor. He was like, this guy kind of looks like my brother. He's probably a good doctor.
This is so. I don't know, man. I mean, 5%. Like when you're talking gambling, and you know, for you guys, I mean that's huge. 5% advantage on like on a fastball or something. But like, I think in the grand scheme of things, with a disease that is fucking mutating, like on like a bi-monthly basis.
Yeah, 5% is probably a guestimate, right? You don't know what it is exactly. But
yeah, I mean, it could be less. It could be more. Who knows?
It could be more.
But you might need a new booster in January for the new
strain. They might have
a
separate one.
Going to be having, so who knows?
And my pneumonia shot. I might need to get. You know, I did get my
pneumonia shot now.
Got my flu shot today, so I did.
Nice.
I did get flu shotted up.
Good job.
Last thing, boys. Out of all the excitement there, new doctor. I totally forgotten, so I want to ask. And MSS might be the guy to ask this. How do you coax your new doctor into playing with your genitals? For health purposes, of course. But there was no, check-in for all that stuff. I missed out on that.
They don't do that anymore. They don't do that.
Fuck.
Oh, no. You can get that done. So
swap meet though.
You just go like, I
get your hair cut.
I was moving some stuff in the yard the other day, and man, I got this pain right in here, man. And then they got to give you the hernia, the whole procedure.
Oh, I see.
And you're a hernia guy. You're a big hernia guy, Beef.
I told him I've had hernia surgery, but no.
See, you got him going. You got him going.
Yeah.
See, this is he was getting you right into it, and then you never finished the deal.
Yeah, I know. I screwed up.
He's probably mad at you.
Fuck.
Something like
you can't go back for a while. You don't want to look desperate.
You're gonna get a phone call like I did.
That's true. That's true. I gotta wait to get my pneumonia and my tetanus. He said you need every 10 years. You need a tetanus.
Yeah, you gotta get a tetanus shot.
So
Those
I had one though.
You can't pitch. You can't pitch the next day.
Those suck balls.
When you get tetanus,
it hurts so bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
It hurts. It hurts.
So yeah, a great outing at the doctor. I'm glad you guys approve of all the things
overall.
That went on,
You're good. Yeah. You're good.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll get my labs back. I don't know. They drew blood. We'll see what they tell me after that. But otherwise, good. Yeah.
I want to know what this nurse is like because she's only 4'8" and you're animated while you're talking to her. So I don't know. That has my mind like just spinning. Like, I need to know what this girl looks like. She's 4'8", and you have to talk with your hands, and you're getting into her, and you're like this.
Yeah,
I
mean, she was.
It's like
she was a little ways away from me, so she wasn't that close to me because she had like the computer screen.
Yeah.
But she was attractive. She was a good looking. So
That's why the blood pressure's up.
So it's like, you're a little lightheaded and your blood pressure's high. What the fuck?
Let me leave for a little while. You can calm down, and then we'll take the blood pressure. That's what happened.
I love it.
So I'm gonna. I know we got to get to the next stuff, but I'm gonna post a poll tomorrow. Better medical show on the internet, 108 podcast or Joe Rogan. We'll see where we line up. I hope everybody is taking all their medical advice from what we've just talked about.
Yeah.
But some advice you should take, MSS. Why don't you tell us about Mazdas?
Oh, yeah, here we go. It's October, and it's time to consider you and your family's safety against zombies. As we all know, zombies come out in October and try to eat our brains. One way you can protect yourself from the inevitable zombie attack is being behind the wheel of your all-new Mazda from Mazda of Orland Park. In addition to standard all-wheel drive, Apple CarPlay, Android Audio, remote keyless entry system, smart brake support, lane departure warning system, lane keep assist, Mazda radar cruise control with stop and go, rain sensing windshield wipers, automatic on-off LED headlights, high beam control, power folding door mirrors, steering wheel mounted audio and cruise control switches, infotainment system voice command, multifunction commander control, Mazda connected services. You can add complete zombie protection to the list of standard features for your Mazda. Mazda holds a record with a grand total of 0 zombie related deaths in the United States. Beat that Chevy, you bitches. Visit Mazda of Orland Park to get all the specs and details on the complete line of Mazdas. Whether you're from the Chicagoland area, Northwest Indiana, or Southeast Wisconsin, they would love to have you visit and test drive a Mazda today. Mazda of Orland Park, home of the Zoom Zoom Nation. 8910 West 159th Street, Orland Park. 708-444-3200. Zoom Zoom.
The facts we're spitting tonight. Beef is not that fat. Mazda has the least zombie kills.
Zombie-related deaths in the United States.
Yeah. I believe it. I believe all of it.
Amazing.
It's true.
Amazing.
Tell me it's not true.
Hey, I mean, I can't refute these facts. They're perfect.
They are facts. There's one thing that's true. There are facts.
Guys, it's time to talk some White Sox, and sometimes things go well. Sometimes you get fired.
Oh boy.
So we're going to talk about some coaching changes that we've seen, and we're gonna start out with Darryl Boston and Jose Castro. They're both out. They said, "Pack up your shit, Bobby. Get the fuck out. You're a loser," and they kicked them out. I want to start with Debo real quick, and I'll just go around the horn and get your initial reactions to this. Beef, where are you at with the Debo firing?
I mean, skipping over the obvious, the things that Debo was supposed to be in charge of, which was base running and outfield defense were basically atrocious with the exception of Luis Robert. And I have a feeling when we go through these coaches, every one of these coaches would be trying to grasp their last fingernails onto Luis Robert as something they accomplished because he's the only thing accomplishable in here. But Debo's been around. I think they said he's been on the staff since 2013 or something like that. That's just way too long for a first base coach. They don't last that long anywhere. They get flipped over each time a manager gets flipped. You get random people who, these are my guys. I bring them in here, or just for cause, just for hey, your position group stunk. And so it was a long time coming for Debo to just be out of here, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm with you. MSS, what are you at with Debo?
So, Debo is, he's whatever. I guess he was real good in the clubhouse and people liked him. And then, when we saw that Kenny Williams got canned, I was like, Debo's going to be next because he was allegedly the mole. He was the guy that told Kenny what was going on the inside. And Loaf, to answer your question, why was he here for so long? Usually get flipped over. It's because Kenny never left. And once Kenny left, then you can get rid of him because he was a made man, and there's no way. You weren't going to get rid of Debo. He can escape rape convictions and not have to testify. He's definitely
allegedly.
He's almost Teflon, but the Teflon Han doesn't stick anymore, and neither does Teflon Debo. So adios, buddy.
Yeah, I feel like this is a not an important move, but to me, it was at least a little bit encouraging. Where you kind of look at it and go, okay, we've got to start cleaning house. We've got to start getting rid of people. When Chris Getz talked about the things he was doing, he was very clear that, like, first he's looking at the administration, and then he'll look at the players when it's time that he could actually do something with the players. Right. And seeing Debo go actually makes me kind of believe the idea that he can make decisions on his own. Because this feels like a guy that Jerry would have been like, oh, no, let's keep Darryl around in some capacity. You know, like, he's been a long-time guy.
Right, you could have reassigned him somewhere else, Treasy. You're right about that, you know?
He's a great guy. You know, like, the players love him. Like, you would feel like that would be the case. He just got fired, and that's good. That's a good thing. I mean, it's bad for Debo, but Debo's had quite a run. So I think he's going to be fine.
Amazingly good run.
He's made a lot of paychecks. In MSS, you were talking about the players did get along with him. They seemed to like him and everything.
They loved him.
But you don't have to keep him on the payroll for that. You can text Unc when you got something funny to say.
Exactly.
Or when he got something funny to tell you. Y'all can text each other, and that's it. Like, he doesn't need to be there taking up space, getting paid. So I appreciate that fact, but, you know, he can go.
Chirizi, you mentioned cleaning house, and, like, have you guys ever seen hoarders? You know, like, people fill their houses with useful shit and refuse to, like, get rid of them until someone intervenes. Well, Chris Getz is the intervener, right? Like, in this situation, and he's on a mission to get rid of all the extra shit that's hanging out in this house, in our White Sox house. And it's refreshing to see. And this is the same thing that you guys are saying. I wish I would have went first, and I could have said this. Now their replacements are going to be better, and I'm not really sure if the replacements are going to be better, but luck of the draw would have it, if we continue to really replace things over and over, we might get lucky and get the right person in. I know people are like, kind of like, I don't know, man. We don't want to have the hitting coach, you know, being the third year in a row, a different hitting coach. The hitting has sucked the last 3 years. Maybe this time we'll get it right. We'll get the fourth guy in. Fourth time's the charm. I think that's the old adage from the sea that the children sing about. You know, fourth time's the charm. So maybe that's what's going to happen. I feel like we could fall into luck as long as we continually replace people when they don't do their job. I think it's a good look.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, let's jump to that. You got into it. Like, Jose Castro's out, and then Chris Johnson's also reassigned. So they did get rid of basically everybody that was supposed to be in charge of hitting this season. And, I mean, they didn't hit, so not shocking.
Well, except for one guy, Treasy's still hanging around. That's Mike Tosar.
Yeah, Mike Tosar's there, but Mike Tosar's in charge of nothing. And he can do whatever he wants. So, like, I don't know what he does, but we'll get to him later. But so Castro and Johnson are out. Beef, what do you think about that?
Yeah, so, I mean, the Castro thing was, I was surprised that they got rid of everyone right away. Unless maybe, it was just, hey, we got to cut someone. This went so bad. We couldn't implement anything we wanted to. I checked the ground ball versus fly ball rates on all these guys, because I remember one of the things they had coming in here was going to hit the ball out of the ballpark more often. And almost everyone's ground ball rate went up. The only guys who didn't, Luis Robert, yes, we're going to cling to Luis Robert. It's our only success story. But even like Gavin Sheets hit more fly balls this year. They didn't do shit. I mean, he absolutely fucking sucks. So maybe it's one of these things. You know, Jose Castro was 65 years old. He had been an assistant hitting coach for the last 8 years in Atlanta. Maybe it's just like, hey, you know what? He's just not cut out to be able to do this. He's not that guy. And with Chris Johnson, I was always suspecting Chris Johnson because, like, man, this guy's smart or whatever. Look how good his stuff works in Charlotte. Yeah, everything does. It's the best hitting environment this side of the Mississippi. So, like, I'm not sure he ever was anything. Maybe they really like him. Maybe he's smart, and that's why they're reassigning him. But when you look at the results, whatever on these two guys.
You know, my thoughts on Jose Castro. If you've noticed, everyone here is wearing their White Sox uniform except for Jose Castro, because when I went to make this graphic, trying to find a picture of Jose Castro in a White Sox uniform facing forward is really hard. So I'm here to start the theory that Jose Castro was not even on the team this year, nor was he on the coaching staff. It was just a name hire, and it was just Pedro wearing another hat, as Getz has said, telling these guys how to bat when they got up there, drawing from his immense knowledge as a negative WAR player in the MLB. So, yeah, that's my theory. Teresa, what do you think about Mr. Castro?
Yeah, I kind of wonder. I mean, I know him and Grafal have a relationship, but like, how much was how much was he? Oh, I'll get to the comment. It says, "Why do you keep calling him Quastro?" It's because he keeps almost saying Jose Cuervo, and I think you could catch on to that. That was obvious to me the first couple times he said it. But yeah, I think Castro might not have actually been Grifal's guy. Maybe they said we're going to bring this guy. He's from the Braves. We're going to bring him in, kind of like they did with Montoyo. And it makes me wonder if this is it for the staff. It feels like you would cut it all at once, but maybe not. I mean, it seems like maybe they're still looking, and if they could replace a guy, they might replace more of these guys. So, I think that's I'm still on the fence of what's going to happen there. The Chris Johnson thing, I mean, I'm with you, Beef. I almost feel like they're going to reassign him. I haven't seen if they reassigned him yet to where they sent him, right. But I could see them sending him to Birmingham and going, okay, do it there.
Right. Let's see if what you do works here.
Do it where it's tough. And because the whole thing was he's been with these guys. We're going to keep it consistent, right? He's going to come up, and these guys who hit down there, they're going to hit up here because they're with Chris Johnson, and he's got a program for them. No, they didn't do it.
I mean, Jake did, but then he was shipped off. But he's the only one.
They didn't want him to do it, so that doesn't
exactly.
that doesn't help Chris Johnson's case here.
Not his fault.
The last guy we got to get to is Kurt Hassler, who's the bullpen coach. And, I personally, I saw this and I thought to myself, Brian Bannister's really in charge now. This isn't his guy. They like Kurt Hassler. They're going to keep him around, but he's not a Bannister guy. Katz apparently is a Bannister guy. He's going to, they crossed over a little bit. He's going to keep him, but Hassler's out. They're going to put someone in that Bannister likes. So, again, I'm kind of encouraged by okay, they're moving people out of the way. They're going to do things in some kind of formulaic way. What'd you think, Beef?
Yeah, I thought the same thing, Tracy. I thought it reminded me of in Casino. County Commissioner Pat Webb asked, could there be another job further down the trough for his brother-in-law, Don? That's what Kurt Hassler's getting right here. He's like, look, you couldn't cut it in this job. We still like you. We'll give you something, some job further down there. Won't be noticed at all. You're just gonna get a paycheck. You'll help a couple people out, but running a MLB bullpen, that's a little too much for you. Let's just move you along here. So I think I agree with you. It's Bannister, and Bannister saying this is what I want, and Ethan knows what he does, and Hassler was put on Ethan, and basically put on this staff by the previous regime. And so it's time for Bannister to let him have his sea legs and see what he wants to do. It wouldn't shock me if they add more people, more than just that one guy spot. It wouldn't shock me if they had a couple people here in this situation. So,
I'd love it. I'd love more coaches. I like that idea, the San Francisco has.
Did you see that video that Sean Anderson posted of Bannister doing an interview with some podcast? And
not only did I see that MSS, I watched the entire podcast. It's an hour and 40 minutes long, and I watch it so I make sure I'm caught up on Bannister stuff.
I need to watch that because that little blip that Sean posted was great. And basically, Chirizi, I don't know if you've seen it because you work really hard, unlike your brother. But he's talking about working with Zach Greinke, and he's a pitcher still. He's still an active player. And they're talking about hey, we got all this data. We got to figure out this data. So he starts fucking around with data, right? Was he a coach when he was with Greinke in?
No, he was a player still.
He was a player still. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. I got it. I'm on the right page. All right. So he's while he's still an active MLB player, he's crunching data and doing this with Zach Greinke, which had to have been the women. The women had to be all over him when they're crunching all these numbers and throwing it out there. I mean, it's the sexiest shit ever. And so he's getting this, and they're starting to see results by crunching these numbers and doing things, right? And he's oh my God, this is amazing. And he's and at that moment, I realized I'm going to be more of a guy that's remembered in this game for this aspect, making other players better because of my interpretation of data than I'll ever be as an actual player. And Sean Anderson said too, he's I just can't believe that the Sox hired this guy. And I was you're crazy. This is awesome too. I love it. I agree with it, Sean's assessment, because this is an outside the box hire allegedly, like on paper, but like this guy's saying something and he's saying, this is what I've done. He's not like saying, hey, I'm going to get all the data and then I'm going to do it. I'm going to do something with it. He's like,
Right.
I already did it once and I did it while I was playing. And I was like, fuck this. I'm really not that good at what I'm doing, but I'm good at this. So I'll figure this out so that I can continue in this game and keep advancing and adapting. So I was just like, major rager.
One thing I'd say there, though, MSS is like, yeah, I agree with the assessment. Like, he has done this for other players, but you have to look at his career and how mediocre of like talent he has. Like, he's just a guy who shouldn't pitch more than like Jesse Schultens ever pitches in the major leagues, and he had a career. It wasn't a super long career or something, way longer than it should have been. So he had to have figured something out to throw his like 87 mile per hour fastball for multiple years in the major leagues. Like so I do have some trust in that. Like I feel good about that.
Yeah, no, it was pretty sexy. It got me turned on, so I was very happy with that. I gotta if I have to listen to the whole hour and 40-minute podcast, I might come multiple times. Oh, wow. Good for weight loss though.
Absolutely.
Good for weight loss.
There's no question.
Beef, next time you want to tell MSS about something, just tell Sean Anderson. Let him tell MSS. I think that's really good.
Well, yeah, that's a good way to funnel it through.
Well,
So
I know that you've listened to it, but I'm assuming you did more than one podcast. You know what I mean? Like, I know you told me you're like, I'm adjusting all this shit, and I was like, yeah, cool.
I want to be ready.
It was good.
You know?
Yeah, you were good.
So-
You're good.
So we've got these guys they're out. They're out or reassigned. We know that that's all done. It probably isn't the last of the guys that are going to go. You would assume. So I want to get into who might be next. And so, Beef, I'll start with you. Who do you think might be next out the door?
You know, I'm curious to see what happens with Charlie Montoyo because he was an arranged marriage. He's the bench coach. The guy who Luis Robert didn't know the guy's name, Charlie Montoyo. He was previously the manager of the Blue Jays. They brought him in here. In the press conference, when they brought Pedro on, it was really awkward because you could tell Pedro didn't know him at all. And the White Sox, someone in the White Sox brought him in here. Now, the fact that he hasn't been named yet as being relieved is interesting in that I thought if they cut anyone, he would cut the guy kind of closest to the job, right? There's no one on the bench currently that is any threat to Pedro except for Montoyo. He's the only one who's like a real manager, has been a manager or whatever. So it's kind of surprising that nothing's happened there. It's possible that maybe, he grew fond of him. They work well together and this is something that's going to work out and he won't leave. But I'm interested to see what happens over the next couple of weeks as they start hiring more coaches if they end up letting Montoyo go.
Yeah, I could see Montoyo getting canned. Like I don't know that he did anything. Like it's I mean, honestly, I'd fire the whole entire staff. I think all of us would.
Right.
So I mean, they should fire everybody but Pedro. And I guess Brian Bannister likes Ethan Katz, will let him stick around. But everyone else can just go. We don't need the rest of them. So I'm with you. Montoyo seems like a guy that would be out. Like just like Hassler is out. Chris Johnson's out. These are guys that were thrown on them. Like that would make sense to me. MSS, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with someone named Goldie Simmons in the White Sox organization?
I am not. No.
He is the director of MLB Strength and Conditioning. How do you feel about that guy's job security?
Well, I mean, if like, is it a coach position? Because he's definitely going to be gone because that is not one of our strong suits. We don't seem to stay healthy, and we don't seem all that strong. So I don't understand that. You're right, Treasy. Like, there doesn't seem to be a program. When we had that other guy, remember when we had that other trainer? And I can't remember.
The wrestler?
It wasn't Herm.
The pro
it
wrestler?
Wasn't Herm. It was the
or the son of a pro wrestler or something, right?
It was the other guy. But you know who I'm talking about. He was the cool looking dude. He was the one that was always out there with the guy's legs and stretching them. Like he looked like a young guy. He was there for the 05 series.
You're really getting in there. I like it.
Anyway, but those guys in the 05 team would be out on the field and they would be getting stretched and they'd be working out in front that you could see it. And as I noted early in the season, Noted earlier in the season, when everyone continued to get hurt, that you did not see the entire team out there stretching, getting ready for the game, and doing whatever. It was just fucking It's total bullshit. So, yes, no, Chirizi, that guy should not have a job. Should have been gone mid-season. And let's get Herm back in. Like, but apparently, I mean, it wasn't great.
It's like 87 years old.
It's fine. It's fine.
You know, though, like I was listening to that Pedro interview, the long form one that Vinny Duber did, right, with Pedro.
Yeah.
And like you really got to read between the lines on this because Pedro is just a fucking nothing, and like he'll give you a little bit of information, but you got to really determine what he's saying. And like one of the things he talked about was like he had never seen so many like minor injuries throughout a season where he didn't know if the guy was going to play the next day or not, things like that. And it's like, yeah, this team is just riddled with that bullshit. It's riddled with like just guys that you're just like, do you not drink water? Do you like do you just don't sleep? You don't sleep at night? Like you just like stay awake all night, and then in the morning you just start drinking whiskey. You don't drink water or anything, and then you come to the game. Like that's the kind of weird health that the team generally has. Like everybody's all fucked up like they're 60-year-old men. Not in your health, Beef, even worse health than yours. So
that's right.
His
72,
not fat.
My doctor,
should not get hired.
Herm Schneider. Herm Schneider.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm such good health.
I tell you, Chirizi, I tell you who's not going to get fired.
Who's that?
It's fucking Mike Tosar. Because I don't know if you guys watched it, but like, I mean, when you can get the head fucking coach, the manager of the team, to go up to Paulie D and say, "Hey, Paulie, is it okay if you do a video with my guy here? His daughter, his niece is a real big fan. You know, could you give her a shout out in the video?" What does this guy have on fucking Pedro? I mean, I would be like, Pedro would be like, dude, there's 700 social media people all around us. Go grab one of those motherfuckers, Mike. I'm a coach, okay? I'm supposed to be getting my team ready, not asking Paulie D to fucking shout out your fucking niece, all right? But no, Oscar Colas, too much, too excitable, too loud, doing crazy, but he can go up to Paulie D and ask him to do a fucking promo video and instead of like buying a fucking goddamn cameo like the rest of the fucking people in the world. Jesus Christ, Mike, you're making a shitload of money and you're embarrassing my guy Pedro out here on the field. Well, but Pedro's getting cucked under his own accord. He's doing it on his own. I mean, honestly, it's not even Mike's fault. Mike's just taking advantage of the situation. But there's something going on that's very weird here when Mike is saying, yeah, hey, Pedro, you want to help me out with this, bro? It's like, dude, you can drop $300 to get a goddamn cameo, you stupid fuck. God, angers me.
Wow. I don't know who paid $20 for that, but thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it.
I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting it. I mean, I like the call of
not getting fired.
Tosar not getting fired because they're BFFs, man. They came in.
Yeah, I mean, like, I could see him becoming like the hitting coordinator or something, right? And like hiring in his own guys to do that.
My God.
Beef, you know who I still want to get fired is Marco Patti. Marco Patti.
It's not on the coaching staff, though.
I just said who's getting fired. I didn't say coaching staff.
Okay.
But I was telling you guys this before the show, and it like blew my mind. I saw this article, and it was like Marco Patti named 2022 International Scout of the Year. And I was like, what did he do? And in the fucking article, it says, during his tenure in Chicago, Patti has signed 4 top 15 international prospects, which includes outfielder Mick Rodolfo, outfielder Yelki Cespedes, right-handed pitcher Norge Vera, and outfielder Oscar Colas. What?
Oscar.
What a steaming pile of bad he signed. That's hot garbage right there.
This award is given out by the same people that send out the mail that says, like, you could be a who's who in America's students for $49.95.
You get the nice hardcore book for only $159. Man, that was a great letter, though. That was like being told you're taller when you go into your doctor's appointment.
Absolutely.
A lot of extra pump. You're not that fat. You're also...
You're taller,
smart,
you're not
actually.
Your blood pressure, you can regulate it yourself. Don't even worry about it. It's fine.
Just stop looking at my midget.
So, fellas,
dwarf ass.
fellas, we just experienced a 101 loss season.
Yes,
it
sir.
was not enjoyable. We enjoyed ourselves in the stands, but watching that baseball was not enjoyable at all. And I think we spent a good portion of the show last week talking about what disappointed us the most. And I think most of us, most of the podcasts out there, most of the people on Twitter have really gone and aired it out about what they're mad about. We couldn't believe My Sox Summer's most mad about Mike Tosar hanging out with Pauly D. But nevertheless...
Jealous motherfucker.
Nevertheless, we've aired the grievances pretty well out there. So what I want to ask you guys to do is have a little bit more of a positive outlook on things tonight. And tell me just one thing, and I would be surprised if we all have one and it's different. One positive thing from 2023 that encourages you for the future. And My Sox Summer, I'm going to start with you. What encourages you from this? There it is.
This is our positive White Sox talk graphic, made by yourself.
Beautiful.
You know, I heard through the grapevine I don't make enough graphics, so I made a new graphic. One of the biggest positive thing I think to come out of the 2023 series or season this year was season, not series. Season was Luis Robert Jr. I mean, watching this guy finally stay healthy and come into his own and just become the star that we've been told he was since he arrived here was very nice to see, and it was great to see. And then to finally have something work out right in things where everything has gone wrong, everything has caught fire, and not in a good way. To watch him become an all-star, like a legit all-star, and just have a great season was like probably the most positive thing that I've seen on the field this year.
Yeah, I mean, how could we disagree with him, with Luis Robert? I mean, I think that was going to be everybody's number one. So I think that's a good call. I did see this one in the comments. It says Jerry Reinsdorf got older, so he's one step closer to meeting Ronald Reagan. And Chris,
Ranch Ricky.
Can we just
Ricky?
Be a little more positive here? Let him meet Nancy Reagan. I mean, that's just a better outcome for everybody.
Oh man.
I like that. We got our guy Josh Nelson. Yeah, but what about his OBP?
You bashed almost everyone on Monday. You forgot that person. I'm glad you brought that up today. So thank you.
Just makes me die a little inside every time someone complains about that. Look at this amazing talent. But let me just tell you about his OBP.
His OBP is slightly below average.
Guy's jumping over the wall, making a catch, and then hitting a grand slam. It's like
38 homers.
Fucking shitty OBP. What a piece of shit. Beef, give me something that you are positive about from this season.
I'll tell you. You know what? This did not happen on the field, and it's happened sort of recently. And we were talking about a little bit in the front of the show. But Chris Getz, he seems pretty solid at conning Jerry in the early going. Like, catering to his ego and allowing him to do what he wants. Because so far, he's blown out a bunch of stuff, right? He's gone out there and hired new people for the front office. They've blown out half the coaching staff. You know, they gave guys mop jobs who don't belong here. They're okay, we'll keep you in the organization, but go, you go be a mascot for one of the minor league teams or whatever. Like, he seems to have some real control and being able to do some things here. And so I'm interested to see, like, his press conferences are terrible. He sounds like he just sounds generic, boring. I don't want to say he sounds like a dumbass. I don't think he's a dumbass. He just, like, it's a whatever. But then there's a lot of action. It's almost the opposite of Hahn. Hahn would give you, like, all the lawyers speaking, and early on, everyone's like, man, this Hahn guy's so smart. And then he wouldn't do shit that was worth anything. And I'm wondering if we're kind of getting the opposite. I wonder if Getz realized, you know what, I won't say nothing, so I won't hang myself. And I know how to get in the chairman's ego. I know how to play with this guy. I know how to get to him. And, he's laughing at his jokes and, whatever. But he's getting some things pushed across. I'm interested to see. Like, it's a positive to me is like, it's a minor positive because the only major positive I think is Luis Robert, as MSS mentioned. So for this thing, I'm just going to keep watching it. It's like, let's see how much more stuff he's allowed to do, like, because of this.
Do you think he's, like, on a wave where, like, he's like, listen, he got Rick and Kenny fired, right? Which is just, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Then he's like,
And then does he just continue to like say the same thing over? And he's like, well, this was a Rick guy. And, remember, Rick sucked, Jerry. So this guy kind of sucks, too. So we got to get rid of him and get my guy in. So what's going to, when push comes to shove and like one of these guys isn't doing what he's expected to do or struggles or something, it's going to be interesting because then you're going to be like,
it is.
What do you do? What do you pivot now? Because it's easy now. He's going to be like, I don't like none of these motherfuckers because they all make fun of my voice and they say I don't do things correctly, or whatever. Or they make fun of my war. They make fun of my war on Baseball Reference, let's get these fuckers out. But like when it comes into like if Josh Bearfield, like what if he does something like horrendous? Like maybe he gaffes on some guy or whatever, or maybe he shits himself in a meeting or something. Right? Yeah. Like he's gonna have a hard time.
That'll endear him to the fans,
actually,
at least to us.
I mean, for us,
pants shitting is a sign of power.
It's the way to win over the 108 faith.
Q ratings
like
up.
I just shat myself and I didn't even leave the meeting. It's fucking great.
Sitting in a bowl of oatmeal.
It's just gonna be a little harder when it's his guy. Like next year, when God, I hope this doesn't happen. But when Pedro loses 102 games next year, it's going to be really hard for him to stand up for Pedro again and say like, "Hey, we're just going to bring him back again." He's like, the Sticks and Bricks guys made 102 pizzas for us. Don't worry about it, bro. They're bringing people to the neighborhood. No, it's probably not going to fly like that.
This is okay. So good call here, MSS. He left Pedro there to whack him out when next year is bad. See, like he's thinking a few steps ahead because he also he hired Josh Barfield, and I heard Josh Barfield presser White Sox. He did about 13 minutes, or whatever. And all I was thinking the entire time is, if they start getting this thing going in the right direction, what Getz did is he realized he can get himself a promotion, and then Barfield can move up to GM, and they got a fucking made in the shade. Like he's looking ahead of like, well, what happens if this goes right, and then and what happens if it goes wrong? He's got people to fucking whack out. So I don't know. It feels like a little forward thinking here.
Beef. What I took from the Barfield press conference was, we're never going to hear Getz talk again. Barfield is a much better speaker.
100%.
Barfield's way better. Like he had charisma. He's telling stories,
absolutely,
like personal stories where people are like, "Oh, that's great, that's wonderful," and it's like he's talking about his dad. He's like doing all this stuff, and like people are gonna be like, "Yeah, give me this. I don't want to interview Chris Getz. Give me this. I want to talk to this."
And you're right, Tracy, because he's got the baseball-y to him. So like the old writers are gonna like him, but he's really intelligent and knows like the modern game. So like you're listening to him talk, it's like he's weaving all this shit in and out of there. I was like, man, this guy is really freaking sharp. That's exactly what I got out of that too. I was like, God damn, this guy's equipped. Taco Gladiator, Jared says, Beef is a Getz man. Not really. I'm just like trying to be open-minded about what he's doing and honest about what he's doing so far. He should have already fired Pedro. Like that's an obvious check mark against him. But some of the other stuff seems reasonable. I'm willing to see.
Yeah.
So for
what about you, Treasy? What's a positive thing that you take away from the 23 season?
So I feel like Gregory Santos is a positive in the season, and just his play on its own is positive, but what he represents is something way more important. It is a non-$9 million back of the bullpen guy. Like the fact that they spent so much goddamn money on the bullpen over the years is just embarrassing. It's like, it continues to be, because this year I'm looking at it and I'm going, okay, they pushed Hassler out, they brought in Bannister. How does Aaron Bummer survive this?
He comes back better than ever. He comes back better than ever, Treasy. Like that's what happens, right?
Beef. Bummer has spring training to say, "I'm good now." Before they're just like, I was coming by your locker to tell you, get the fuck out. Like that's the next conversation that they're gonna have if he isn't really good right out of the gates in spring training, because why are they spending money on this guy? And like obviously I know he keeps that money and he's gone, but like I don't feel like I see the Gregory Santos thing, I see a new administration coming in. They have to realize this is the way to do it, not pay every reliever $8-9 million,
right?
And then go like, oh shit, we're out of money for second base.
Yeah,
better hope Lenyn Sosa's great.
Exactly.
Like,
Good luck.
So like I felt very positive about seeing them make a move to get Gregory Santos, him come in. They didn't put him right into a big, high leverage role. They let him grow into it. They said, okay, this guy is just showing a lot of good stuff. He had a really good year, really nice year for a guy who cost basically nothing. And that's rinse and repeat. You don't need to go out in a free agency and do this. You have 47 other holes on the 40-man roster. Just do the bullpen this way. And so, I'm hopeful that they'll at least see that, and that there's one guy who really shines and says, yes, this is the better way of doing this. This is the much cheaper way. And I hear Jerry's cheap, so he might be into this too. So I think that maybe that's...
You're damn right.
That's a possible positive. Joey P gives us a drink here. He says, salute.
Thanks,
cheers, Joey
P.
Just opened my last Paloma, so we're only this much away from the red, white, and berry Smirnoff seltzer. So everyone get excited.
That's wonderful.
Treasy, I also had that on my list as one of mine. And what I laughed about is like the cheap bullpen arms that they got that were very successful. Obviously, Santos is the major one, and you have control and all this stuff. But the other one was Keenan Middleton. And I was like, he's a rat. He's a rat. You got to be careful. I was like, I like the result on the field, but then when he left, he's like, guys. So hopefully they're not apprehensive because of that. Hopefully they're still willing to go into that well.
I think I hope it'll be fine. Beef. And in the same vein though is Tukey and Schultens, right?
Yep.
Where it's like,
for sure.
Why not spend? I think one of the things that they get nervous about is if we spend on starting pitching, and then one of those guys gets hurt, we've really blown everything there. Right? We spent all this money and now it's wasted. And it's but you've shown the past 2 years that you could get replacement level players out of nowhere.
Yeah.
To pitch, right? That you got Davis Martin, who was a zero WAR guy. I'm not saying that these guys are fantastic, right? Jesse Schulten's a 0.3, Tukey's a 1. They're sub 100 ERA plus guys,
Cueto,
but they're just fine. They're fine.
Yeah, they're fine.
The Cueto thing's a little bit different because I think any team that was in the position the Sox were in, the Sox just happened to be in that position first.
Just got lucky.
Of needing a starter. Probably could have got him. But I think these other guys, they're going scrap heap. They're seeing some kind of positive about these guys, and they're going to get them, and it works out, right? That you can find these guys to be your 6th, 7th, 8th starter, fill up those, and then spend money on the 1 through 5. So I'm hopeful that maybe they'll do that, but I think right now they're in a spot where they've got too many guys that are just might be good. Let's try it. And that's
right.
2024 makes me nervous, but I'm hoping that if they realize we could fill in, we could create depth, but it's depth, and then we got a starting 5 that we care about and we'll spend money on. That would be great. I don't know. That's a leap. That's why it was not my number 1, but I'd love it. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, that's understood. I had an off-season one too. Or off-field one, rather, not off-season, off-field. And my off-field one was the season ticket holder bobblehead and giveaway thing at the end of the year where they give you 2 free tickets to go up there and get whatever you wanted. That was swell. That was encouraging. Maybe we're going to get back into the good graces of our season ticket, reps and actually get some shit this year. I can't tell you the last time I got invited to a fucking patio party. I don't remember when that happened.
No, exactly. Just give me some free fried chicken and some tap beer.
I don't think I've ever been invited to a suite since I've had a season ticket package. And according to the pin, it's been 37 years. So I don't know what the fuck happened. I mean, I see all these new guys always getting up there, getting in up there and going and meeting all these fucking people walking around all willy-nilly. Not the MSS, though. MSS does not get to go to the suites, apparently. And that's some bullshit, and that should end. But that's not positive, unfortunately. But maybe it's a step in the right direction to the other stuff.
It feels that positive enough. Positive adjacent.
Positive-ish.
MSS, why don't you pay some bills for us, my friend?
All right, get ready for this one. This is a good one, too. When zombies come out of the ground and try to kill us, one thing they all have in common is they are hungry as fuck. Imagine if they have a full plate of Lawrence's fish and shrimp to snack on. Zombies snacking on Lawrence's freshly fried shrimp and dipping those delicious fries into some ranch instead of chasing you and your friends is a much better option, right? In addition to shrimp, Lawrence's offers up fish chips, frog legs, oysters, calamari, scallops, clam strips, wing zings, and chicken tenders. Make any order or combo for only $5 more. Zombies love Mountain Dew. Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp has 4 locations: 2120 South Canal Street and 3242 West 87th Street in Chicago, 50 South Manheim Road in Hillside, and 3248 Vollmer Road in Olympia Fields. Visit them online at lawrencesfishandshrimp.com to see their menus and to place an order. Lawrence's Fishery, serving the seafood you crave since 1950. It's good.
Love it. More zombies.
Zombie theme, you know?
I love the October theme here. I love it.
And I don't want to peel back the curtain too much, but I use the same song in both ads. So if we get hit with the revenue share, we're only getting hit one time, baby. So we're saving some money.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
Man, only 2.5 cents instead of 5 cents. That's good.
MSS, it's I think it's time for one of my favorite games. It's time for one of my favorites, and that is
look at this guy.
This or that. I love this game, and I can't wait to beat Beef's ass. MSS.
Bro, I'm taller and healthier today, okay? So I'm ready to go. Fuck you.
You grown. You grown now.
You've been out getting taller, getting thinner, all those things.
Yep.
Getting hepatitis or whatever they gave you. And then I've been staring at eBay for months trying to track this down. So I'm
just get ready.
I'm ready.
Hepatitis. That's wonderful. If you're all not familiar, your boy, My Sock Summer, that's me. I sell stuff on eBay. That's how I supplement my income. That's how I drink all the delicious booze that I have to purchase from the Chicago sports bumps. I sell stuff, and now every so often we have a game where these two nincompoops try to pick out which thing sold for more money. It is very fun. It is very interesting, so let's get into it. First up on the banner, I have 2 Comcast Xfinity XR11 voice remote controls. Like, I'm talking the actual fucking remote control that you fucking use for your fucking cable box. Okay,
Jorge
2 of
season,
them,
baby.
2 of them.
I love that these are at the thrift store.
Were any game used by Jorge? That's my question for you.
Brand new. They were brand new.
Okay.
They're brand new.
All right. Sure.
I mean, that's a good throwback. That man, where the fuck is that guy? I haven't seen him in forever. Or his gigantic schlong.
I haven't seen it.
That's
yeah,
good.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Either or. So we had 2 Comcast remotes going up against an Eloy Jimenez Chicago White Sox bobblehead. So which sold for more? 2 Xfinity remotes brand new or the Eloy bobblehead?
Who's first?
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Happy to go
Okay.
first.
All right,
give me those
first.
Comcast remotes, man. Fuck Eloy's bobblehead.
right.
Give me those Comcast remotes.
I hate to do this right off the bat, but yeah, it's obvious. Like this one feels obvious. This feels like it's going to be like the Eloy only was $14.99, and the 2 Comcast remotes were $147.99.
God, I wish. Walked into the one of my local haunts, the haunts that I go to, not really local. Saw 2 brand new remotes sitting there for $1.90 a piece. I'm like, I'm sure I can make money off these. Put them up, sold within a week. Sold for $19.99. The Eloy bobblehead sold for $14.99. Exactamundo, Teresi.
Treasy. I think Treasy should get that round because he guessed the exact price of the other product.
I won't take it.
You won't take it.
We're tied. We're tied.
We're still tied. Okay.
We're tied.
That's integrity.
0-0.
That's integrity, Treasy.
We're tied 1-1. All right.
All right,
1-1,
I'll
yeah.
put the 1-1s. I usually don't put that down, but I will.
I wish you would. Give us credit for.
All right,
getting
1-1.
right.
Our
We both got
victories.
it right. All right, next up, it's poster time, guys. I have a 1984 Buffalo Bills theme art poster. Was the name of it? Okay, it's like the in the 80s they had there's like a drawing, like a painting or whatever of
like
the
Topanga?
Buffalo Bills.
Treasy.
No.
84 Bills are like a 2-14 team. They're like one of the
Yeah,
worst
it's a
That's what I was
shitty. It's a
thinking,
shitty.
Yeah.
Brand new, though. Brand new in the package. Up against a 1992 Nike basketball poster of the Olympic Dream Team. It said like summer of 1992 on there. It's a rare find, but both actually are rare because the Buffalo Bills one was rolled and never been displayed. So
it might be the only one that exists.
See, I feel like this is a trick because like the Dream Team just feels like it should be worth more.
Yeah,
but Bills Mafia is fucking nuts, and like I feel like there's more Bills fans than I ever remember.
Yeah,
like I feel like I see Bills fans all the time. I'm gonna go with Bills poster. I'm gonna go Bills poster.
Okay.
So I see where you're going with this, Treasy. But who is even a fucking good player on the 1984 Bills? Fred Smirlis? I mean, like, who you can't even name a guy on that team.
It's not like a team photo, though.
No,
it's of the team that you're going to commemorate the 84 team that was 2-15.
You think these motherfuckers that are out there rooting for the Bills right now?
I don't think so.
It doesn't.
I'm going Dream Team. I think it looks like a trap. MSS knows that we like to play it into the traps, and sometimes he reverses on us and tries to fuck us. I'm going to unfuck myself and go with the Dream Team here.
So, I mean, you got a good idea there, Loaf, because the Buffalo Bills poster, why it was manufactured in 1984, had nothing to do with the 1984 team. Sold for $100 plus shipping. And the rare 1992 Nike basketball poster of the Olympic Dream Team sold for $140 plus shipping.
Yeah, yes.
Now...
Bro, okay,
funny,
so the Bills poster, what did it have to do with? Was it just like an image of the team logo or some shit like that, or what?
Yeah, well, it was like a painting of like a guy like doing a hit.
Okay, but it was nondescript, just whatever.
Very nondescript. Didn't have anything to do with 84.
It was Cheech. He had a Bills helmet on, but it was Cheech hitting it.
It's at Buffalo Bongs, but MSS didn't even notice. He just sold it as a Buffalo Bills poster.
I still had this Nike poster in the plastic and on the back. You remember when we would buy posters and they were like on cardboard, like shrink wrapped? It was still shrink wrapped. I mean, it was good, but it had Chris Mullen on it, so really fucking. I mean, no one wants to look at Chris Mullen. Like he must have been a Nike kid, with his fucking flat top. In his
he was a big 108 guy back in the day.
Oh, dude,
big
he would have been awesome. He would have been our number one fan.
No question.
All right, next up, two of the figures that I just bought. Remember when I just told you that I bought like all these action figures at the Goodwill? I bought two of them sold, and so I was like, well, let's bring it back. All right, so the first one up is the Capcom Resident Evil 2 figure. Licker and Leon Kennedy. Licker Loaf is one of the zombies in Resident Evil.
It's always zombies too.
I think he licks, and that's going up against Ryo. I think it's Ryo, R-Y-O, of the Ronin Warriors. He is the leader of the Ronin Warriors figure. So you have the Resident Evil 2 Licker and Leon Kennedy action figure versus the Ryo action figure from the Ronin Warriors. And Chirizi, I think you're first. No, you're first.
No, I just went first.
Yeah, I'm first. I don't care for zombies at all. So I'm gonna go with the Ryo, assuming it's not a zombie. Also, it's not a zombie.
He's not a zombie.
Non-zombie. I'll go non-zombie. Ryo
100%
is my
Asian.
pick.
Yeah, 100% Asian and ass kick.
Whatever.
See, I feel like Beef's right here. Because I feel like it's, I'm guessing it's anime, and so I'm going anime over video game. But you know what? I got to catch up, so I'm gonna go Resident Evil. I gotta hope that the video games come through.
Well, you hoped in one hand, and one in the other.
No.
Because Capcom Resident Evil 2 Licker and Leon Kennedy action figures sold for $65 plus shipping. The Ryo from the Ronin Warriors sold for $50. So you won.
Oh, you got me,
Wow. 2-2, baby.
Got me. Some bitch.
2-2. Let me take a sip.
Oh, do it. Wet that whistle.
Were you shocked there, Beef? Is that what you're showing me?
Wait a minute, this? I like it with spread on the shocker. Everyone likes to do this. I like to spread it out.
Oh boy,
bad guy.
That's some ladies. Next up, a brand new IKEA polo shirt. It is an employee issue polo shirt from IKEA versus a JetBlue outdoor work vest. So another employee's type uniform, but the vest that like the stewardess and stuff would wear like when they're outside and it's cold. So work
This
vest
is not an IKEA one.
IKEA polo. That is not an IKEA.
Not an IKEA one.
IKEA polo
I hate,
and then JetBlue.
JetBlue is the airline.
I fucking hate IKEA. So I'm gonna go with JetBlue. Just out of malice.
Out of your own hatred. See, I was leaning towards vest because I feel like vests sell for more. But IKEA is a more iconic brand, and the fact that you hate IKEA's got lovers and haters all throughout the world. So I'm going to go with the polo just because I think people like. Remember when it was fashionable to have like the 7-Up jacket or Dr. Pepper jacket back when we were like teenagers and shit? That's kind of what this is for this era. So I'm going to go with the IKEA polo shirt.
Okay, so you're going with the polo shirt.
I thought you would go for the Blue Star vest because you're a big Wall Street guy.
It's JetBlue. It's JetBlue. You heard me right?
Yeah,
It's
sure.
Okay,
Sure, whatever.
Sure.
Blue Star. Blue Star Airlines.
All right.
You said Martin Sheen wore it.
Yes.
It's autographed. It's autographed.
The IKEA. God damn, man. The
IKEA.
Paloma's putting me in over here.
Man, the comments are bodying you right now. They said IKEA, and then Mrs. Beef says, "Did you say stewardess? Yeah, it's flight attendant, motherfucker."
Whatever.
It's only for the past 50 years. All
right, flight attendant. Christ almighty. All right. All these, I'm not even going to say it. IKEA polo, $35 plus shipping. The JetBlue outdoor work vest, $49.99.
Oh,
Chorizo
shit.
Another win.
takes the lead.
Damn it.
Another win.
You're winning. God damn it.
All right, so Loaf, this is your one to like catch up on here, buddy. We are what? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in. Okay. You guys will remember these. You probably had them. You probably had them when you were going over there at the 1989 Topps baseball card folders. Remember those? Remember the baseball card folders with 2 pockets? Yeah.
Yep.
So you had those. Teams featured. There's a bunch of them. Teams featured the Yankees, the A's. It's actually Don Mattingly. A's, Tigers, the Astros, and Twins. Versus a vintage 1989 Mattel Walt Disney Mickey Mouse Learn to Dress Me doll. So we got 1989 Topps folders, like about 15, versus a 1989 Mattel Walt Disney Mickey Mouse Learn to Dress Me. And I don't know if you know what these are, but they have like the button that you can button. They have the zipper that you can zip and like all that kind of shit to get these little
You take the
moving.
chonies off. Yeah.
It shoots fire.
When you do it wrong. It's operation. It shoots fire when you touch the wrong thing. You know what? So like initially I'm like I think the Mickey Mouse got to be way more. But then I was thinking like for the folders, when we had them folders, those types of folders, trees, those things got destroyed. Like there probably ain't even like 4 of them regular folders left that aren't totally fucked up. So like it has the potential for the rarity factor. But then I thought, who was actually in the market for a fucking folder from 1989? So I'm going back to the Mickey Mouse, the Dress Me doll. I think that's got to be more valuable.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's Disney. I mean, like, how do you fuck with Disney? And especially because if you zip the pants up wrong, it screams. That's like a really cool feature.
You learn about that at the racetrack, Treasy.
Don't touch
I'm gonna just so that we don't always have the same answer.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Don Mattingly's big cock on a child's folder.
A child's folder. I was about ready to tell you guys how dumb you were, but Chirizi went around and saved it. The Topps baseball card 2 folder sold for $9.99. Kind of disappointed in that one. I think that's about what I paid. The vintage 1989 Learn to Dress Me Mickey Mouse, $4.99.
$4.99.
Yeah.
How much you paid? Did you lose money on that one?
That's a loser buy by you.
Probably. Yeah, probably paid like $3. Probably like $3 or $4, and with taxes and all that other. Yeah, I lost money. Yeah, that's okay. You need to lose money every once in a while.
Chris Getz is going to fire you next.
Yeah, it happens.
You can't win every time.
I hope the IRS is listening on this one.
Losing money. That's right.
Biblical losses.
Clip that one and put it out on Twitter.
There was a Everything's a Dollar store, which was like really big in California, and it was one on like right up the street from my house. And I remember walking into that one summer and seeing a shitload of these 2-pocket folders from like the late 80s, and it was 2007. And I'm like, oh my God, they still have these? And, they're trying to sell them, and like Eddie Murray. And I saw a Harold Baines, and I was like, I should have bought the Harold Baines, and I didn't, because I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this? And that's exactly what everybody thought when they went to go buy these. But anyway, Teresi,
it's only worth $10. So yes, what the fuck are you gonna do with it?
So stupid.
What's it like you're harvesting some Bitcoin there or something?
I mean, God, what a dumbass. All right, next up. This is a fun one. It's a political one, so if you're into politics, stay tuned. We got a 2011, the Royal Baubles. Royal Baubles is a retail bauble place. They make nice bobbleheads. They 3D scan people, and they make these really good ones. Like they did the Elvira. They made the Elvira one. They did Bob Ross. They did, the Elvira one is not as good as you would expect. It seems lacking in a certain area. I'll let you guess which area it's lacking in, but yes, it's a little
couldn't
lacking.
masturbate to it, is what I'm hearing.
No, definitely not.
More than one.
But anyway, Royal Baubles is a very well respected company. They make good stuff. They sell to Walmart. They're
Hard
pretty
sell
popular.
Here.
2011 Royal Baubles Tea Party Patriot bobblehead versus a Royal Baubles Hillary Clinton bobblehead. So you got the Tea Party Patriot versus
two things no one really wants. I think the question here is, did either sell for more than get my dick caught in a zipper Mickey?
I'm gonna go.
We're gonna find out
break
soon.
the wall. But yes, thankfully they did. Both they did. Both sold for more than $4.99.
That was kind of MSS to give us a hint there.
Yeah.
Who's up
Both
first
more
here?
than $5.
I think you are Treasy, because I chose Mickey. Mickey.
You did pose Mickey.
Yeah. You know what? I always go with one dude. I always go with Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan knows that Republicans buy bobbleheads too, so I'm gonna go with the Tea Party guy.
Okay.
Oh man, that's also what I would have gone with, Treasy, just because when the Tea Party thing happened, those people were totally insane for their shit. Like it was like, man, they were really hot for their own stuff, right? And the Hillary is popular, but not popular enough where she couldn't even beat Trump. So like, it makes it tough here. All that being said,
Pretty sure
there are some Hillary stands out there. So I'm going to go Hillary, because most people right now can't even remember what the Tea Party was. So I'll go Hillary.
They've forgotten their ways.
They forgot what it was.
Wait. I thought you said teabag party.
Oh. You want to change your answer?
Switch it up.
I thought this was a Lisa Ann bobblehead.
No.
Oh, hello.
Hopefully that one's better than the Elvira.
No, I'll stick with it.
Tea Party Patriot bobblehead, $150. The Hillary Clinton bobblehead, $25. So Teresi,
Pretty much. Predictable.
you got
Teresa's
5.
whooping my ass.
Loaf, you have 2. There are 1,
who
2,
wants
3, 4, 5. You have 5 left.
Who's putting up either one of those?
Listen,
Like where are you displaying that?
the
The $25 for Hillary is even shocking, right? They're like, 25, really?
I was shocked when it sold, to be honest. I was like, I think I'm going to take a loss on this. I do a thing that is good, but it's not good. I will just buy everything. So this person had all of, he had the antique picker guys. He had those bobbleheads, and I knew those were worth money. I knew the Tea Party was worth money. And then he had the Clinton, and he had a couple other ones where I was like, those ain't worth shit. But I'm like, listen, I'll give you this much money for all of them. And he goes, yeah, I'll do that. So then I have to take the clunkers with the good shit, where a lot of people will just be like, give me all the good shit and you keep the clunker. I'm like the asshole that just buys everything. But I made my money back, because I probably paid $5.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton bought a bobblehead off you. That's cool.
Maybe. I mean, who knows? It's Big Dick Bill on the labal, but I don't know.
Don't worry about these ladies. Don't worry about those ladies that just left the house, Hillary. I got your bobblehead today. Check this out.
Maybe I can get you to autograph it.
Oh, we're doing impersonations now.
It was pretty good Clinton. I wasn't expecting that. That caught me off guard.
All right. Score.
Do Bill Clinton more. Never do Tim Anderson.
That's not one time. Not one time. Treasy's up 5-2. Loaf, you need to get all the rest of them to win. So
I'm in bad shape.
Beef, I will. How many we got left?
We have 5.
Beef, I will go oppo of you no matter what.
No matter what? Okay, we're going to make it
if you pick first. If you pick
okay.
first.
If I
so,
pick first,
Treasy, you're up next, right? You're the first pick.
No, I went first on the
team. You said the Patriot because I. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is going to be a lot of fun. I have a vintage Navy midshipman Nike football jersey from 2007, autographed by Reggie Campbell. Okay, I don't know if you know him. He was like a running back.
He was like a running back, so he was a wide receiver.
No, I'm pretty sure he was a.
I'm just kidding. I have no idea. I
think he was, because he wasn't a quarterback. I think he was a running back. It was weird because he's a 7 though, and I just think of Elway and I'm like, it's got to be a QB. I don't know. Versus a Chicago Bulls Scottie Pippen autographed 8x10 photo.
Oh, we know where Beef's going.
You remember back in the day when you had you had the wooden plaques, and then they had the top loader, and then you put the 8x10 in there. And so that's what this was, and it was like a there was a certificate of authenticity, but from the late 90s, early 2000s. So it looked legit. It looked like Scotty's shitty autograph. So it looked pretty good, good enough to sell on eBay. So yeah. Autographed Nike football jersey, Navy football jersey, or the autographed 8x10 photo of Scottie Pippen in a plaque.
This is the spot where I lose the game, because I lose this one also. So I'm going to pick Pippen only because Bull stuff or whatever. And I don't know who Reggie Campbell is. I've never heard of him. And I understand Navy stuff is probably worthwhile. The people like the midshipmen, but I'm going Pippen. I just can't help myself.
Well, I got to keep my promise. You went Pippen. I'm gonna go Reggie Sanders autographed red jersey. sounds
Who
good
do
to
we
me.
play for Navy also?
So, your boy here, going through the rack, sees this jersey and it has its tags on it, and then
wait, hold on. Let me understand this. You're going through the racks and the jersey's autographed.
Yes, 100%. And it has the tags on it. And it's a Nike jersey. So alone, I'm like, it's a brand new vintage jersey. I'm buying it, but it's autographed. And I'm like, I don't know who it is, but for $7, I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
I can make more than $7 on this. So I buy it, and I go and look it up. And Reggie Campbell had a pretty good career with the Navy or whatever. But it's been on eBay for forever, man. I'm like, this thing is not selling, whatever. Damn it. It finally sells when they have the Army-Navy game or whatever the fuck they had at the beginning of the year, right? It sells. And I'm looking at the person that bought it. It was his mom or his wife. I'm not sure, because it was a Campbell last name. And I was this is insanity. And I was almost wanted to contact him and be like, what is it? And then I'm like, I don't want to queer the deal. I want to just make sure that this gets out of my house. And I take the money. The autographed Navy Nike football jersey from Reggie Campbell, $85. The autographed Scottie Pippen 8x10 photo plaque, $49.99. So I'm sorry, Loaf.
I would have bid more than $49.99. I'm sorry. I should have been on eBay.
I was kicking your ass.
God damn it.
Beef. The good thing is that Scottie Pippen's ex-wife bought that as well, and her and Michael Jordan's son burned it. In the
I don't think the new generation cares much for the plaques. The new generation doesn't care much for the wooden plaques as much as our generation did, apparently, because
the Pepsi generation loved it a lot more.
Sell.
Yeah,
they don't sell.
That's true.
All right, next up, doesn't even matter anymore because Loaf can't win, but we'll go for it. A vintage 90s starter Chicago Bears Pro-Line pullover windbreaker. You know, like you pull it over and it's just got the quarter zip, right?
Yep.
Vintage 2XL, baby. 2XL. Almost kept it, But I was like,
Man.
I need money more than I need another fucking windbreaker. Versus a brand new Tillman number 27. I think it was a Pro Logic jersey, Chicago Bears jersey, size 46. It was brand new with the tags on it.
Okay.
Jersey. What happened? Are the Bears losing now?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I gotta go. Am I up? I'm up, right?
You're up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I gotta go starter jacket because, like, I feel like that those just sell for way more than you would imagine. Like, people just love those things. So I'm gonna go with the starter windbreaker.
Okay. Starter pullover windbreaker. All right. Loaf.
Okay, so the Tillman jersey, what number is it again?
Number 27.
27. So
that's not Peanut.
That's not Peanut Tillman.
Not
That's
Peanut.
like Lewis Tillman or something. It's like when he was a running back here for like a year. Like,
Still had the tags on it though.
all right, I'm choosing
Still had
that because I
tags
got to
on
try to come back.
So, well,
Did you even
not
sell
happening. Still not going to happen. The vintage 90s Pro Line 2XL pullover, $59.99. Sold way before the Bears season started. Somebody was really hyped on all the hype. The Tillman jersey sold for $19.99. So $40 difference.
Pretty good price actually for that.
Game match point.
It sold to Peanut Tillman though. That's the cool part.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, man, I don't even remember wearing number 27.
When did I wear 27?
I'm going to show this to my
Still
FBI
fits
buddies
good.
when we go and raid.
When he was raiding Alan Williams' house, he had it on.
Yeah. Yep.
Check this out. Still had the tags.
Matt Aberflus cried all over it. That's how you know it's authentic.
Man, don't be doing that when I got something in my mouth. Come on. All right. Next up, not that it matters because, Loaf has just been taking the L hard on this one.
I'm getting crushed.
Holy shit.
I got two right.
Someone had to bring him back to reality, all right? Sure.
I'm 6'2.5" now, though, so I don't care.
That's true. And not that fat. Fat, but not that fat.
Not that fat, though.
Sold only in the Disney parks, a deluxe princess fashion set of Sleeping Beauty. Like, you remember, Polly Pockets? They're like these little figures. They're little like these bendable girls things, but it's like basically that. They have rubber clothes and you can switch their outfits and shit. I had to wrestle this away from the kids when we bought it.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a Sleeping Beauty set that you can only buy at the Disney parks versus a 1993 winter Barbie, limited edition Barbie in the box.
All right, all my instincts have been wrong. My instinct is get the thing that's only bought in the park. So I'm passing on that. I'm going to go with 1993 Barbie, even though I know it's probably going to lose too. So I'll go 1993 Barbie.
Yeah, to me, like, only bought in the park Disney shit. You might as I hope you bought a new house with whatever you got for this. I'm going to go with that.
Funny thing is it still had the tag on it from the parks. It's only $29.99 in the parks. I purchased it for under $5 in Manitowoc, Wisconsin. I resold it for $59.99 on eBay.
Damn.
Versus the $9.99 I got for the Barbie. So yeah, that was a $50 difference. Treasy takes that one again. Like, in a game of 11 questions, you just got laughed again. It's great. It's good. Yes.
Treasy's only got one wrong so far.
The crowd is very horny, by the way. The crowd is very horny.
Absolutely, man. They're
all right. If you follow me on Twitter, which I don't know how whoever's watching this doesn't, because you guys are diehards.
A lot of people have blocked you at this point.
That's
no
true.
question.
I'm definitely muted. I'm definitely the most muted 108er.
No, for sure. No, Beef has to be by a mile.
You think so?
Because I have way more followers. Yeah, I have.
Well, no. Also, he's a volume poster. He's a volume poster.
There's no question. There's no question.
I mean, I have him muted, so that counts for something.
I don't blame you.
So if you followed along, you know that there's a little story behind these next items. I have the first up, a Mike Ditka Chicago Dogs bobblehead that was given away at the game, versus the Chicago Dogs mascots Squeeze and Ketchup bobbleheads that sold, which the player that played for the Dogs tried to fucking get me out of a lot of money and was like, I'll just come pick him up. Can you just drive him over here? I'm a player. I'll give you $20 instead of what you're asking. That's fine, right? No, it's not fine. And it's also not fine when you send me these messages at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning, because that's just weird. Okay? So I was like, hey, listen, if you want to buy him for this much money, I'll give it to you. And then you'd come back like $40 less. And I'd be like, go fuck yourself, you fucking loser, fucking pitcher guy for the Dogs. So Mike Ditka dog bobblehead giveaway or the mascot Squeeze
now,
and Ketchup.
I've got to ask a question about the Ditka.
Yep.
Does it say anything? Like I only pissed in there, or I want to eat your pussy? Like any famous Ditka quotes? Come on,
Don't know. But you know what? You've given me an idea of the next 108 merch doll, and it's going to be like, it smells like beef jerky, and ask you if you can lick your pussy. Yes.
Then I'm going with the ketchup and mustard sex thing.
Damn it, that's what I wanted to choose too, but I gotta try to catch up. I'm behind right now. So I'm gonna go with Ditka, even though it's just generic Ditka. It doesn't have anything special about it. So I'll go Ditka bobblehead.
The Ditka did have the classic sweater vest. But said dogs on it, not bears. And not the Wayfarers, the fucking sunglasses that asshole wore.
The giant De Niro sunglasses. Yeah.
So Mike Ditka bobblehead, $25 plus shipping. The Chicago Dogs mascots, Squeeze and Ketchup, $65 plus shipping. 2 times more than that fucking pitcher offered me from the Chicago Dogs. I understand they don't get paid very well, so no big deal, but still. All right, it is 9-2, Chorizo.
They get paid, huh? That's cool.
9-2.
I wasn't sure either, Tracy.
Just impressed.
That was like a volunteer
they
fireman
made it to the
position.
finals.
I thought it was pay to play. I don't know.
I don't know if did they win the championship or did they get beat by the KC Monarch?
I mean, the Wings and Rings is in the finals for the Wings. I don't think they're getting paid for that. Could be wrong.
They technically are. They?
I mean, I think they're paying to continue to be in it because I think they're advertising. But I don't know.
I kind of want to eat some now, though. Now that you're mentioning that.
Hello,
I'm a little hungry. I'm a little hungry for that. Weight loss challenge though.
Yeah. All right, the dry rub. Those are healthy. That's
true.
Sure.
That's right.
They're not even fried.
Yes,
they are. But
they're fried,
but
and then
I'm still gonna eat them.
They're probably a better option though. There's not as much sugar. So the last thing, not that it matters. Let's see if Treasy can score 10 points out of 11. Vintage Chicago Bulls 1996 NBA champions ringer T-shirt.
I thought
versus ringer. Remember like the ringers that used to have like the
I stole a Bulls championship ring. Yeah, no.
Oh, I wouldn't sell that. I'd keep that one. Until my kid needed to go to college. 19 versus, so we have the 1996 champions ringer T-shirt going up against the 1992 Chicago Bulls back-to-back NBA championship T-shirt. It was the one with the 2 rings on it. It had the 2 rings and then a little box in the corner that said back-to-back, and it was black. So just so you know, it was a black championship T-shirt. Pretty sharp looking.
Yeah, sure it was.
Who's up first?
I'm up. I think I'm up because I went first, so I should be. It's odd number. I'll go with the ringer because I have no idea if that other one was made on the street. And actually, the ringer could have just been made by someone on the street anywhere. There were so many knockoff Bulls shirts back in the day, like just tons and tons of like people just made them in their basement and threw them out there. So the ringer maybe has a little less chance of that being the case. So I'll pick that one.
There's like knockoffs that have copyright and then say Salem on them. But the tag is like Haynes. It's like, bro, this ain't right.
Oh.
It should say Salem on the tag too. You remember Salem? That was good. Nutmeg Mills, all them motherfuckers.
See, Beef, I'm
Chief,
feeling you here because to me,
what
the ringer is a very 90s thing. And someone
Right.
celebrating the 90s Bulls would be like way into that. And the black shirt, it just seems like I've seen a billion of those, right?
Yeah.
But I promised you I would keep going opposite of you.
Okay.
So I'm going to go the two rings shirt, the black shirt. Basically 90% of my wardrobe.
Treasy, I'm sad to inform you, but your quest of 10 out of 11 has been shut down because of the dumb thing that you said. The vintage Chicago Bulls ringer T-shirt, $69.99. The back-to-back from 1992, $39.99. Still pretty
Not
good
bad.
price, but Loaf squeaks out 3 on this one. And Treasy, you had 9. So good job, buddy.
9-3.
Treasy is the winner
it's a good win.
of this.
Good
That
win.
was a beatdown. I'm sorry. I
And
should have
if
played
anyone
better,
else is-
Treasy. You know?
And the audience is winning because I'm going to finish this and then drink this goddamn smearing off red, white, and berry thing that was left in my fucking cooler this weekend.
It's tough.
We'll
to
see how
talk.
it tastes.
I was going to put up the thank you graphic, but I want to wait and see if he vomits.
Just give
Come
us a
on,
second
MSS.
here. How'd
Give
it
us
go
a
down?
vomit.
Good?
Give us
mean,
a little vomit.
It's 100% zero sugar. So it tastes like a very watered down, like, bomb pop. Like that, like somebody
Okay.
put a bomb pop in a cup and then filled it full of water and it melted. That's what it tastes like. I mean, I'd give it, if like I had to drink it, if it was like really, really cold, it'd probably be good. And if it was 100, like if it was 100 degrees and really cold, it would be the best that it could be. I would give it a like 3.7 out of 10.
Out of 10. Strong rating there.
It's time for thank yous. Let's get the thank yous or GFYs. Either one. My Sox Summer, you go first, buddy.
All right. I know this is going to be, the easiest thank you that we give out is give the thank you out to the bums for coming out and helping us do the tailgate on Saturday. Also, Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp for donating all that food so that you fucks could eat for free. Thanks for coming out. Like everyone that came out to that and everyone that helped volunteer and put that shit together, you guys rock. It was a good send off to the end of the season, so I appreciate that. Now my GFY, it's funny because I said this was one of the positive things, is the season ticket holder event on Sunday, where I was in line with 10 game plan holders and 20 game plan holders, and I have an 81 game plan. So give me a little bit of credit and push me towards the front of the line or let me get what I want before these motherfuckers come in and get it, because that's unfair. All right, I do something 4 times what some of these motherfuckers do. I should be 4 times faster in line than them. So I'm not upset about it totally, but it's kind of bullshit. Let me know. Excuse me. I should be able to get. I should be able.
Bomb
to
pop
go
got him,
first.
Treasy.
It did. It's definitely hitting me.
It's
right
coming.
there.
It's coming.
Yeah,
Let's keep
it was
the
a weird
let's,
burp too.
Let's
A very
elongate the
watered
thank yous.
down
He may
burp.
puke.
Yeah, so no, we're good. God, I hope I don't puke. But yeah. So for the most part, thank you to everyone that showed up. Thanks to everyone that showed up, but also respect the fact that I've been a season ticket holder for 37 years, according to the pin that you sent me. So
Before you, first of all, great job.
Great job.
But before you thinking or GFYing,
I'm going to thank my guy Josh Nelson for coming on the Au Jus this week and spilling way more podcast secrets than all you noobs deserve to hear, but also body bagging almost every White Sox Twitter show and personality while he was on there, including the 3 of us. But we had a ton of fun. I learned a bunch from him, and it was great to just like shoot the shit with him. I hadn't done any content with him in a while, so it was a lot of fun, even though he was giving me shit about the pre-interview. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I had a great time, so thanks to him. And then real quick, thanks to everyone who has stuck with this goddamn show on the live stream during the Bears game and during all our silliness. Appreciate all of you.
yeah, just to pile on to Beefs, thank you to everyone that came out to the section this year. It was such a shitty performance on the field for the 70 games we were probably in attendance for, and all of you coming out and hanging out, having beers, eating churros, doing whatever we were doing out there, having a good time. That makes it worth it to me to go to the ballpark every time I get a chance to, and I love it, and I'll never stop loving it. And it's because we get to hang out with all of you, and I appreciate everybody that came out. And we will talk to all of you very soon, and hopefully we'll see you in person sometime in the near future. Have a good night, everyone.